All right, part 2 of a 3-part video where we're looking at the Tenjam Laylo Lounger, Tenjam Shayz Lounger, and comparing it to the brand new Ledge Lounger Arc adjustable back chaise. Right now, so part 1, we showed you the comfort out of the pool, how to adjust that product that has an adjustable backrest. Make sure you go back and watch that video because the backrest fell off of it twice when I was sitting in it. So now we're gonna get in part 2, and part 2 is how easy is it or how difficult it is to put these products in a pool. So I'm gonna start with the Tenjam products. I'm going to go ahead and fill the loungers and set them up on this sun shelf. This sun shelf is 6.5-inch depth right now. Shayz Lounger by Tenjam has different height adjustable snap-in risers that allow this lounger to go up all the way up to 17 inches. The Tenjam Laylo Lounger, I'm showing the risers for Laylo right here. Laylo has 4-inch risers, 8-inch risers, and optional weights, allowing this lounger to work all the way up to 22-inch water depth. And then when we get into the Ledge Lounger Arc Chaise, that chaise works up to 9-inch water depth. It does have an optional riser, which is what they call a console that gives you armrest for this. It adds 1 more inch of water depth, so just a 10-inch maximum depth if you have the console. But the lounger as it sits there doesn't have riser options. It works up to 9 inches. Okay, so we're gonna start with Tenjam's Shayz Lounger with armrest. We have with Shayz, we have armrests. This product weighs about 35 to 38 pounds, depending on how you have risers. The bottom of Tenjam's products have open air holes within the riser throughout the bottom. And what this does, it allows water to quickly come into the core of this product when we're putting it on the sun shelf. The air will come out. We'll be able to set this product up very quickly. It also has a handle on the top of the lounger, which does help you kind of manipulate the lounger as you're setting it up. So right now, I'm gonna go ahead and just show you the steps to fill this lounger and put it in the pool. So you get the nose of the lounger off the edge of the tanning ledge or sun shelf. Give it a little bit of push. I can hear the air coming out of those holes. Now this lounger with the 4-inch risers is rated to go up all the way up to 9-inch water depth. It's not important for us to fill this lounger's backrest with water. In fact, at this point, on this water depth, I'm sure it's full enough. What we wanted to do there was we wanted to allow the air to work its way out of this leg hump area here, come out of those bottom holes. So now we have water trapped inside this area that acts as weight that's holding this product down. And you see, it's not floating. It's solid on the bottom of the pool, all right? So that is how easy it is to fill a Shayz Lounger. I'll just leave that right there. Now I'm gonna go to Tenjam's Laylo Lounger. With Laylo, I'll grab it right here. There's actually all those open air holes again. That porthole, I'm gonna set this down and grab the handle. The porthole right there is where you'd add an optional weight. But what's cool about these products is when you do put them in the water, that pool water can constantly recirculate throughout the core of the product, and that helps reduce algae growth over time. Let me throw this in the pool. All right, now those bubbles chilled out. I have that front end of the lounger full. I can feel the added weight in there right now. And so that is a Tenjam Laylo Lounger in the pool. This whole area is now full of water. This isn't floating. In fact, it's sitting tight on the ground. So I'll put these two loungers just side by side. This. Okay. I'll also grab a Tenjam table. This is Tenjam's amped table that I'm gonna put in the pool. All Tenjam products all have the open air hole design. By the way, if you order this table, anytime you see cup holders on the Tenjam products, it comes with removable white and black cup holders. Those cup holders do have drains. You can see that. The bottoms have those open air holes. So with this product, you can go through a method of filling it, but you can also just set it in the pool, hold it in place for a second, and that's how easy it is to put that table into a pool. So now, let's go to Ledge Lounger product. Let's start with, I'll do their table first. All Ledge Lounger products have these holes, or have these plugs at the bottom of the product that you remove. I lost the little tool. They give you like a little kind of stamped piece of metal to try to get these out. Now we've seen these plugs get stuck in products with calcium deposits. We've seen them get cross-threaded, but every Ledge Lounger product will have 2 plugs on the bottom of it where we're gonna fill it with water, put water inside of it, and then put the plugs back into the product to trap that water in it. I'm gonna put these plugs where I can get to them, closer to the tanning ledge, because I gotta go to the side of the pool. These are gonna wanna float, but I just do this. Get 1 hole underwater, 1 hole above the water. That's gonna allow that water to enter that hole. Air's coming out of this one. Now we're in 6.5 inch water depth, so I gotta get it at least up to that kind of 6.5 inch mark. And you can see there's still air or bubbles come out of there. Now, what I'm gonna do is, as I'm holding here, I'm supposed to wait it out. I'll just wait it out because you're supposed to fill these, their recommendation is to fill the products all the way. Okay, here we go. Now, I'm gonna grab my plugs. I'm gonna get those both started by hand. And then it's very important that you get these plugs all the way into the product. Otherwise, they sit up above that surface. If you have a vinyl liner pool, that's a sharp edge. Will definitely tear your vinyl liner. So definitely get these plugs, tucked in tight so they don't protrude past the bottom of the product. That would also scratch a fiberglass, gel coat, things like that. So now we have this table, and it's heavy. Okay, so there's their table. Now I'm gonna get their lounger. And the lounger still need the same screwdriver. This backrest just comes out without any effort so much. I mean, it just falls right out. On the backrest, they have 2 screw plugs on the backrest. Now, whoops. These screw plugs are not in a location that's gonna make these easy to drain. So in part 3, we're gonna go into taking these out of the pool. So it'll probably be fairly easy to get water in it. I can tell you it's gonna be impossible to get all the water out of it. Just for these locations and where they are on this big flat surface, we're never getting the water out of this thing. So there's the plugs. So when I go through the process of filling the new Ledge Lounger Arc Chaise, I need to fill the backrest and fill the lounger. In fact, I should probably go in opposite order. I need a lounger to set this on once it's full. So I'm gonna actually do this one first. And by the way, try to not drag these on concrete or pool decks, pool surfaces. You will wear out the bottom. Once these Ledge Lounger products are full of water, this thing's gonna weigh 175 pounds. So what are people gonna do? They're gonna drag it a lot. That's gonna wear out the corners, scratch up the bottoms. But for right now, it's brand new. We're gonna go ahead and get the plugs out. Okay. The plugs again are on these surfaces here where it's not gonna be easy to drain this product. Once it's full of water, how are you gonna get the water to come out of this hole location? The holes, if they were on this location in the corners, would be much easier. But we'll do this first. Take out that plug. Next plug. Set these where you can get to them. Now, I'm gonna tip it up. Note there's no handles on this. This surface here is about a 30-degree plane there, so I can't really grip it. My fingers just slip off. So the only way to kind of grab it here is just to sandwich it. This thing itself, probably about the 30-pound range. I didn't weigh it, but here I'm gonna get this in the pool. I'm gonna hold it down. Again, 1 hole underwater. I can feel the air coming out of that hole. And we're just gonna keep holding it here while this thing fills up, keeps going down. these products, polyethylene products, they'll actually float in the pool if I let this go. It's not going to sink to the bottom, so you don't have to worry about that. That's the same with the Tenjam products. But if we don't get water in the core of the product, then they're going to float. So we do want to get the air out, not trap air bubbles. With the Tenjam product, that was super easy. This product, you'll see kind of that the bubbles will keep coming. And this product, I'll also let you know on these Ledge Lounger products, they add these ridges on the bottom. Well, I've got air trapped over here that I need to get to these center holes. So Ledge Lounger does recommend you just kind of keep turning back and forth to try to get that air to release. And as I do that, you'll occasionally see like some more bubbles coming out of it. And it is important with Ledge Loungers to get all that air out, because if you don't, and this product's rated up to 9-inch water depth, if you're right at 9-inch water depth and you have air bubbles stuck inside this, it is going to float. Okay, I can still see air coming out. I'm gonna just call that good for this video. We're only in 6.5-inch water. I'm gonna grab my screw plugs. That's upside down. Here we go. So imagine if you had 2 of these and the side table. Every time you want to put this thing in the pool, you got to go through this step. And then with Ledge Lounger, you're trapping this water inside the core of the product. Well, once a month, if you don't change that water out, you need to change that water out with fresh chlorinated pool water so it doesn't grow algae inside of it. If you just let that water sit in there, never change it out, it will become stagnant, it will grow algae, and you got a whole nother problem. So this is the step of filling the Ledge Lounger Arc Chaise base. Oh. Now again, there's no handles on this thing. If you had a vinyl liner pool, this is where things get tricky with vinyl liners. This edge right on the front, I've got a lounger that's well over 100 pounds right now. And what am I gonna do? Drag it over this edge. And that's where vinyl liners get torn a lot. Okay, so as a person just trying to do this by myself, let me try to get in a position where I'm not dragging it. Okay, here I am. This thing is touching the bottom, so we're good there. Now I need to fill the backrest. Let's go the same steps. Now, we talked about if this goes up to 9-inch water depth. If you had 10-inch water depth, they have this extra console that adds a couple armrests. That console adds 131 pounds. This lounger, when full, weighs 175 pounds. Pair it up with a console, you're 300 pounds. Every time you're gonna fill this thing, you're filling 300 pounds, plus you're trying to move 300 pounds in and out of your pool. Now, the hole position on where to fill this is terrible. I need a hole somewhere in a corner so I can kind of lean it and get that air to come out. Right now, I've just got this big flat surface, couple ridges on both sides blocking air. There's really no good way to try to do that. I can still see when I lean it just the right way, I'm getting big air pockets still coming out of those holes. But I do want to get this video done, so we're just gonna leave it like that. You can see I probably have a lot of air still trapped here. You can see how that wants to float right there. All right, it's probably trapping more air, but we'll get it going here. Oh. These plugs, by the way, they sink. So if you drop the plug, you might have to get out your net to fish them off the bottom of the pool if you're doing this and you just slip up. All right, almost there. Again, want to get these flush because they are sharp on the edges. All right. Definitely breaking a sweat putting in a couple of Ledge Lounger products. Wow. Now, again, no handle on the backrest. You're just trying to kind of clamp it with your hands. This thing's got to weigh a good 60 or more pounds. Going to slip it in this side hole, let it rest in place. put the, and again, you can adjust the backrest. It is definitely noticeably heavier. So now that we're in a pool and I'm sweating, I can't imagine if I had 2 of these and their side table, probably a good 8 minutes or so just to get them in the pool. Every month you need to change the water out. Unlike the Tenjam products, which in the 3rd part video, we're gonna show you how to get them in and out of the pool, but those open air holes on the bottom allow the water to constantly recirculate. All right, so I'm gonna do a sit test on this. Actually, I'm gonna grab a pillow as well. So both companies sell optional pillows. This is an aftermarket optional pillow. This is not a Ledge Lounger branded pillow. However, operates the same as a Ledge Lounger pillow. So Ledge Lounger pillows will go around the loungers and then just Velcro into place. But you will see over time those things will, sometimes you don't have them fitting tight enough, end up in the pool. So I'm gonna just go ahead and sit on this. We're gonna see, if you watch part 1, you'll see how the backrest fell off the lounger when I was sitting in it. And I can definitely feel when I sit back that it's loose again. So I'm just gonna lean to the side and we're gonna see what happens. Yep, same thing. So definitely have a design issue with the way that sits in there and not secure into the back of the lounger. These 2 little nubs, I don't know, they just fall right out in that position. So that's their social backrest position, which is fine to use. Just don't lean sideways for a drink or grab a kid or anything like that. I could imagine if you had a kid come and jump on your lap or something and that just happened. Just no good. So I can recline it to the 2nd position. They call this like the reading position. Feels a lot like all their other Ledge Lounger loungers, except for this leg hump. I will say it still doesn't support my ankles. However, it's more comfortable than their other loungers. So kudos to them on that. No kudos on the whole backrest engineering and not falling off. But this would be their more, they call it a reading position. And then I'll have one more position. Got to get out of the lounger to do that. There we go. And again, that stainless steel bar, they said they put a coating on that bar to resist the chlorine. However, they also recommend that every time you use a lounger in the pool, you take it out of the pool and you rinse that stainless steel bar with fresh water. I can't imagine people getting these in and out of the pool every day, especially if you have an auto cover or something. Okay, this is their kind of sunbathing position. And a pillow definitely enhances this. If I have this without a pillow, it's just not great. You feel a lot of pressure on the back of your head because you're just on this hard plastic surface in this position. So if you go with this lounger, because you love this position, I highly recommend you get a pillow with that. All right, so that's the Ledge Lounger Arc Chaise in a pool filled. Get rid of that pillow. I'll grab a Tenjam pillow. Tenjam has 3 different pillow colors right here. They have a navy blue, a white, and an aqua. So I'll just throw a white pillow onto this lounger. For the pillow, super simple to install. You can come right through the handle opening. Once you do that, it's a counterweight in there, so the pillow can't fall into the pool. And when I'm in the lounger, I can adjust the height of it. You can also come in through the back of the lounger the other way with Tenjam. Simply fold it, come in through the back, and that way the pillow covers that counterweight, but as you're sitting in it, it's tougher to adjust up and down. So let's sit in a Tenjam Laylo Lounger in a pool. Again, we don't have those different backrest positions, but we just saw the social backrest position on the Ledge Lounger falls off. Tenjam, their loungers, really started the social backrest position design trend in pool loungers. When people are in the pool, we found that most people are socializing, watching kids, sipping a beverage, and this position is just easiest for all of that. If I lean sideways, if I have people jump on me, I'm not falling over. It's very comfortable, and you can see from my ankles all the way through, it supports me. I'm 5'10". We put people on this that are much taller. It supports them. And if we have kids in the family, shorter people, this lounger works for them. With these leg hump designs like this, the shorter you get, the worse they actually fit people. So that's Tenjam's Laylo Lounger. And let's go to Shayz real quick. Shayz was the first lounger designed by Tenjam. Gave it armrests to help people have something to hold on to while they get into the lounger and out of the lounger. With this, when I'm sitting here, definitely having the armrest is an enhanced comfort. I'll give you that. You have a beverage holder here, but it doesn't make up for a table. So it is still nice to pair a chaise lounger with a table, so you have a cup holder, and this is just nice to balance a beverage while you're in the pool. That social backrest position, super comfortable. So if I'm comparing the three loungers, the Ledge Lounger gives you those three different backrest positions. Their social position fell apart. The other positions is not what I'm doing in a pool. I'm not staring at the sky. If I'm doing that, I'm gonna get a more comfortable, cushioned or slinged chaise lounger that's out of the pool. And really the loungers that go into the pool, we designed them to go into a pool and be the best you can get in the pool. Now, with that lounger over there, with the next part video, we're gonna go to part 3, and we're gonna take all these out of the pool, just the opposite, show you how easy or difficult it is to take them out of the pool, or in Ledge Lounger's case, change out the water. So let's just jump to part 3.